my friends. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and thank you very much for watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please, boom, smash the subscription button, subscribe button, click on the like, click on the bell. Subscribing is free, doesn't cost you anything. It's anonymous, there's no tracking, and I appreciate it. And today's video is about debunking real estate myths. Myths that are so stupid it costs you money. It costs you thousands of dollars. And so I'm going to debunk those myths, and I'm going to use a whiteboard because I love whiteboards. I used it for a couple of videos so far, and I think they're pretty good. And the items that are on the whiteboard I'm going to put in the video. So myth number, this is not all the myths, but this is some big ones. Myth number 1. You don't need an agent because you'll save money if you don't use an agent. Well, that's kind of stupid, because are you an expert in contracts? Do you know how to read contracts? Do you know what all the phrases and terms mean? Do you know that the placement of a comma and a semicolon can mean the difference in what paragraphs mean? Do you know anything about homes, real estate, construction, the laws, the normal pitfalls? You don't know anything. And so why would you risk typically the biggest purchase of your life by doing it yourself? On your own? No. Would you read a book, Dummies for Dentistry, and watch a couple YouTube videos and try to replace a tooth or a filling in someone's mouth? Of course you wouldn't. And this is no different. This is the biggest purchase of your life. They've done statistical studies to demonstrate that using a realtor gets you thousands upon thousands upon thousands of more dollars than if you did not use an agent. So use a realtor, and a good realtor. Number 2, new homes are better. Maybe. People think new homes are better because it's brand new, there aren't going to be any issues, you have a warranty. That's true, but you better make sure you have a good agent helping you find a great builder, because there are good builders, there are bad builders. And if you buy a new home from a bad builder, you will have problems. If you buy a home from a good, great builder, you're less likely to have problems. But you typically always have problems because nobody can build the perfect house. There's always going to be issues. What's the benefit of buying an existing home? Well, all the bugs have been worked out. Typically, all the issues have already been fixed and corrected. Typically, you get a home inspection, so you make sure that there are no new issues or unfounded or unrepaired issues. So, number 2, maybe, not necessarily. 3, you need to have 20% down so you can get your loan. No. They have so many loan programs now. They have 3% down, 3.5% down, 5% down, 10% down, 0% down. So depending on your goals, depending on your income level, depending on what you can afford, there's tons of loan programs that can be tailored for you, including free grant money. I made a little quick short video on FHLB grant monies up to $15,000 for veterans and first responders and teacher educators. So you don't need 20% down to buy a house. You could get into a house. I've gotten some of my veterans over the years in houses for $500. Getting pre-approved hurts my credit, hurts your credit score. No, it doesn't. Getting pre-approved does not hurt your credit score. And if you were going to shop for rates and you're thinking, oh, all those credit inquiries or whatever are going to hurt my... No. The algorithm in the credit bureaus says, okay, this person's shopping for one particular item. Same thing with car loans, one particular item. Find the house first before you get pre-approved. No, especially in the market that we've been in for the past several years. If you wait to get pre-approved until you find the right house, that house will be gone by the time you get your pre-approval. So you need to basically go hunting with bullets in your gun. No sense going hunting with an empty gun if you want to get something. And it's no different. You want to buy a house, you need to be pre-approved, because if you see something, you need to jump on it right away. Schools don't make a difference if you don't have any children. 100% not true. Why? Good school districts are in high demand and add value to the home. There are certain parts in Maryland and in Howard County, Montgomery County, where those school districts are prizes. They're like finding a gold nugget, and the homes are worth more because of the reputation of the schools. So what does that mean? That means even if you don't have children, if you buy in one of those gold nugget school districts, your home's going to be worth more than if you bought in a school district where everybody says those schools suck. So that should play into your thinking if you're worried about resale value. And in a dead down horrible market, when things aren't moving, a valuable school district will be always a prized possession and will always be bringing in buyers. That's number 7. You should use a super agent. Yes, you should use a super agent like me, but you don't necessarily want a super agent who sells $800 million worth of real estate a year. Why? That person doesn't sell $800 million worth of real estate. That person has a whole flock of minions. That person has secretaries and assistants and a whole bunch of other agents who are not super agents working for him or her. So one of my friends many years ago used the biggest agent at the time in Maryland, Superstar, has Super Bowl ads. She used him. She met him one time, and she never saw or heard from him again, and she dealt with his minion. Since that time, I have sold over a half dozen properties for her and her family. You must stage a house to sell. No, nope. I've been doing this 21 years. The only times I've ever done any staging is when the room was, what is this room? Because every room should have a purpose. And if a buyer cannot determine what that purpose is, then you might have to stage it to give that buyer some help with the vision. But in general, you do not have to stage a house, and they don't bring more money, and your house will still sell, especially in a market that we've been in the past several years. There are some agents who say we do staging, we do. Who cares? Last year, out of 12,000 plus agents, I was ranked in the top 500. I was actually in the top half, top third, because they give you the number if you want it. I didn't stage a house one. So another myth, you don't necessarily have to do that. And then the last one we're going to talk about is waive your inspection to get the house. In the past few years, agents were telling their buyers to do this nonstop. They were doing it enough, and litigation resulted that the bigwigs in the Maryland real estate industry said, you better be careful doing that. And they've even created addendums, standard addendums, that if your buyer waives inspections, they want you to sign the addendum to try to protect you. Why? Because agents were getting sued, because agents were giving stupid advice. 21 plus years through super strong markets, super bad markets, and even super more incredible markets like we're in now, I've never let a client waive an inspection. I've had a few clients say they wanted to waive the inspection. I never, ever, I shouldn't say I never allowed them. They didn't do it. They had their inspection. I convinced them to get the inspection, because if you didn't get the inspection, you don't have x-ray vision. So we can walk through the house and we can look for stuff, but an inspector, opens up the electrical panel box, goes up in the attic. If it's a crawl space, crawls in the crawl space. The inspector goes and tests things that you cannot do when you walk through a house. If you waive an inspection, you're foolish. Very, very foolish. Even on new homes, depending on who the builder is, I tell my clients, you should get a home inspection. If it's a builder who doesn't have a good reputation, and my clients really wanted that particular property, I'm like, you should get a home inspection. So these are some of the myths that exist in the world. In real estate, don't fall victim to these risks, to these myths, because they are all risk. I've been doing this 21 plus years. My business is 99.9% referrals. Last year, I did over $11 million. The average realtor sells about $1.5 million. I've sold over $175 million in my career, much, much more than average. So the things that I'm telling you are not things that I'm pulling out of the cloud. They're not things that I'm making up. I'm telling you the truth because I don't want to see you make a mistake with the biggest purchase or sale of your life. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the remarks section, the commentary. You can email me, you can call me, you can text me, smoke signal me. I'll answer any questions about real estate or otherwise. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope you learned something. I hope you found it enjoyable. I hope I didn't bore you. Thank you again. Please smash the subscribe. Click on the like. Click on the bell. I love you all. See ya!